Got it. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel All Things Venus. This is my creation of what I would imagine a neutral eyeshadow with a muted lip for dusky complexions. This is a HD bridal look for reception or your big day, wedding day. This is Suparna. She's so beautiful and she's got gorgeous eyes, really big, beautiful eyes. I love working on canvas like her, and I love working on dusky complexions. She's got oily, acne prone skin. So we called her Dermat before the video, and he recommended not to shave her face. So that's the reason why I'm using this Lakme Blur Primer on her complexion to sort of blur all the acne textures she has. And I'm going to be going ahead with spatula for foundation in a laying everything flat kind of downward strokes. I want to lay all that gorgeous Malayali hair that she has on her cheekbones flat. So that's what I want to do. Of course, the foundation will never sit as smoothly as it would had there been waxing or shaving or anything done to remove the facial hair, but I'm trying my best here. And I've mixed a serum foundation over here, Rimmel, with Krylon FS28 and FS45 to create this custom shade for her. And also because I love to mix two different textures. One serum texture, which is light and gives that glow, and other slightly thicker creamy texture, which has more coverage, which is Krylon FS. I'm sort of applied a little bit of corrector around the lip, underneath the eye. She doesn't have much dark circles, but what she has is a deep set. And I want to sort of flatten that deep set so the focus can entirely be on the eye makeup. So I'm going to use this very thick foundation brush. It's very thick, it's very dense, it's very tight, and my objective with it is to push the product in rather than move it around and go in downward strokes. So again, I'm laying all the texture and all the hair flat. That's what I'm going to be doing in the entire video. This is FS45 and FS22. I'm using it around her lip. This time I'm going ahead with a flat foundation brush like so. This is synthetic bristles. It's very big, but at the same time it has a sharp edge, so it helps me with application and blending both. I'm going to just sort of blend everything nicely with my fingers and the brush and give everything a minute to set, because sometimes when you talk to the bride after doing the foundation, you get to see where the product is creasing, and then I can remove it from those creases and spread it evenly. So that's basically what I'm doing, just waiting for it to crease around the eye, because she's got such a big eye and nice deep set to the eye. I know it's going to crease. Once it does, then I'm going to go ahead with a little bit of peach corrector, because the crevice is not gotten as flattened as I wanted it to be. So I'm mixing a little bit of orange and yellow and creating a peach corrector for her skin shade, which I don't have to cover with a layer of foundation at all, which just blends into her skin. As you can see on my hand, it's a little orangish, but once I apply it underneath her eye, it meshes into the skin. After this, I want to bake, because she's got oily skin, and oily skin girls, you should be embracing baking like anything. Baking was discovered for you guys. It's such an easy technique, and it gives you long lasting makeup. It flattens any deep set that you have, any tiredness you have. So I'm gonna go ahead with Maybelline powder in this shade 200 Sand. Maybelline Fit Me. That's a really good powder for oily skin girls. It's not very mattifying, but it is a little on the mattifying side. So I'm going to apply it underneath the eye like so, around the nose like so, setting the eyelids like so. Now I'm going in with this shade. It's a neutral shade. It's a gorgeous neutral shade by Huda Beauty Rose Quartz palette. I'm applying it in the center of the eyelid. As you can see, I've done some outer V shadow work and some socket shading work. I'm applying it in the center of the eyelid or the ball of the eye, and just spreading it a little bit, blending it a little bit, bleeding it on left and right a little bit, still focusing on the ball of the eye though, because I want that sheen to be there when she looks left or right or when she looks down. That's why I'm not doing a wash of shadow on the entire lid. I'm taking this shade. It's a beautiful topper shade by Huda Beauty Obsessions. This is in the palette Python, and a little bit of rose mist, so you can really intensify the topper quality of that shadow. It looks silver, but it's not. It's like a topper shade. And I'm just going to apply it on the ball of the eyelid like that. You see the sheen it's given, how it was looking earlier and how it's looking now. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other eye as well. And now we're going to sort of finish up the eyeliner a little bit. I want to go for a soft liner. This is Real Techniques setting brush. It's a beautiful brush for dusting off the bake, as you can see. I love it for that. I'm applying a little bit of kohl liner, cream kohl by Max Factor, because it's very soft. It's very easy to sort of blend it with shadow. I'm going to be blending it with a soft brown shadow first and then a black shadow. This is from the Real Techniques Eye Kit palette. I don't think that's available anymore. This is their accent brush. You can also use Vega eyeshadow brush for the same purpose if you can't get your hands on this one. So I'm just going to give a soft liner, a soft winged liner, but not a sharp wing. I want a very soft focus blur wing. I feel that's much better for brides because you want your pictures to look timeless, while sharp wings might be more of a trendy thing, right? So I'm going to go ahead with this cream color, peach color eyeshadow, just finishing up the edges a little bit underneath the brows, finishing up the eyeshadow, just cleaning the work that I have done so far with it. It gives this gorgeous finishing. Whatever work I've done on top of the eyelid, the same thing I want to do on the bottom eyelid. I'm applying a little bit of brown matte eyeshadow and smudging that uh, with a little bit of grayish blackish eyeshadow. I usually avoid doing a full black on the lower lash line because it looks very harsh according to me. So I use soft browns and grays more in the lower lash line, especially for her eyes, because the moment I put black in the lower lash line for her eye will look much smaller. So I'm doing some mascara here, cleaning up the mascara with a clean mas clean mascara one which has no mascara. I always do this because that organizes the eyelashes beautifully. I'm using Broson eyelashes here. Those were the only new ones I had lying around. I would have preferred to use Europaris 55 or Europaris LV1, which would have elevated this look to the next level, but these are the lashes I had at that time. So I just like to sort of press the eyelash on the inner and outer corner like so. I don't like to take a lot of time in my eyelash work because then the eyes will water and it ruins the entire makeup. So I'm just going to place and press like what you saw. Just press a little bit and ask the bride to keep her eyes closed for a few minutes so the glue doesn't get into the eye. But knowing her, she just couldn't. She had to joke around. She had to have a lot of fun while waiting for the glue to dry. If you want a glossy lip, you can go ahead with this shade. For her complexion, this shade would be gorgeous. It's, I think, Cranberry shade by Nivea Lip Balm. It's from their Starry Fruits collection. I'm going ahead with a little bit of lip liner. I'm applying it onto my finger and feathering it out on her lip. I want a blurred edge and a feathered application. Almost, I want the lip to look like her lips but better shade. The shade I've used is Wet n Wild Chestnut. It's a beautiful brownie, reddy mauve shade. Brownie, reddy shades look much better on her complexion than pinky brown. So I'm going ahead with some lipstick. I'm using Max Factor lipstick in the shade Nude. Once the bindi goes on and the jewelry goes on, the entire look comes together. I love working on dusky skin tones. I'm gonna leave you guys with some bloopers.
A few moments later.
Makeup.